These are for intermediate level tourists who have already visited Korea and its famous attractions. You might even be standing in a World Heritage Site right now.
How about searching for intangible cultural heritage that you can experience? 한소리, 제주 해녀 diving, 김장. Make some unforgettable memories while having fun.
Last but not least, the advanced level. It's the memory of the World Register. Korea possesses an extensive documentary heritage. Korea is serious about documentation and preservation.
A tour of Korean cultural heritage will become a legacy of your own.
Why not make your own Korean cultural heritage travel itinerary?
Isn't it fascinating?
안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon So-ah in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-travel, K-exhibitions, K-everything. And before you know, you'll be booking your flight to Korea. Now, Wednesday means we're joined by our Wednesday co-host, Walter Lee. Hello, Walter.
Hello, Soa, and hello, everyone at home. We have a great show for you today. And of course, I have plenty of K-entertainment updates just for you, so stick around.
And we're also joined by Arirang's news features reporter, An Sung-jin. Hello, Sung-jin, and 반갑수다.
Hello, guys, and 반갑수다, which is a Jeju-style greeting or saying hi in the Jeju dialect. And it also kind of relates to what I'm going to be talking about today. But first, I'd actually like to talk more about saying hello to our viewers.
Of course.
Yes. We don't want to miss out on that.
As you said, Sung-jin, you were on Jeju Island recently to cover a lot of interesting stories for us. And yesterday, we also talked to Professor Tizard about Jeju's culture. So we kind of have a Jeju theme going on. And you yourself also talked about the inscription of the April 3rd incident, which was inscribed into the UNESCO records. But today, you have something that's related to the K-drama that's been the buzz these days.
Absolutely. So I saw that you guys already talked about the Jeju culture, a little bit of the show in Poksaksuda yesterday, which actually kind of relates to what I want to talk about. But today I want to dive in a bit deeper to the show itself and why it resonates with so many viewers in and outside of the country.
뱉는 게 뭐 별거냐? 똑같아.
This line from the last episode of the Korean drama When Life Gives You Tangerines captures one of the underlying meanings of the series, living life. The story of a young couple on Jeju Island and how their life progresses through many ups and downs caught many sniffling throughout the episodes of this heartwarming story.
Across generations, these stories and the lines from the characters were very relatable in talking about life and values because it revolves around family.
Such storylines have resonated with viewers from around the world as the show topped Netflix's global non-English show chart.
The theme is so universal. The fact that there are Korean themes involved is part of the fascination and the interest for me as a Westerner. That show makes me feel I'm there. I feel part of their life. I feel I'm experiencing what it's like to be in Korea during this stretch of time. I think it's absolutely universal.
The series' Korean title uses a phrase from Jeju dialect, 폭삭 속았수다, which translates to "you've worked hard." The drama portrays glimpses of the beautiful scenery of Jeju Island as a background to key events in their life. The characters grow up on Jeju's rocky shores in the 1950s, and these scenes were filmed around Gyeongju Beach, where haenyeo, or female divers, can often be seen, a symbol of Jeju Island. They fall in love in the warm, bright canola fields in the 1960s, another endearing sight on the island during April and May. The characters take part in a writing contest at the Jeju-mok government office, capturing the history of Jeju. And other scenes show off the island's natural beauty.
This site right here was one of the places where the scenes of the drama was filmed. You can also get a glimpse of the traditional houses that represent Jeju Island.
The local government is developing programs so that tourists can visit these locations easily.
Through hosting drama filming locations and investing more in these programs, we hope to further invigorate Jeju's content and tourism business.
So for those who haven't had a chance yet to catch up with the series, why not give it a look to enjoy the beauty of Jeju?
Beautiful scenes there, and I noticed the signboard that shows that this is a part of the drama
where it
setting.
happened,
and
right.
I think it's going to be many more photo spots on Jeju because of the drama. And Walter, have you noticed the viewer from the US who Songjin interviewed? I think he's a big fan of IU, just like you, right?
Yes, exactly. I think me and him had something in common, and I know that's the reason why he probably watches, because she's just an amazing performer in this drama.
Absolutely.
But Songjin, what was your favorite part actually of when life gives you tangerines? I'm so used to the 폭삭 속았수다 now.
Right, so there are a lot of aspects of the show itself that I really enjoyed, but in particularly, I'd like to mention the scene. I don't know if you guys have seen that part yet or that episode yet, but Esun, which is the main protagonist, actually is pregnant, and once she realizes that her husband actually is being mistreated by his boss, she runs up to him and he kicks up his shin, which I actually thought was a very impressive part because it shows a lot about the role of woman, which is another aspect that I feel like could definitely be talked about within the show.
Interesting.
We actually mentioned how important women were within Jeju Island yesterday with Professor Tizard, so that's a quite interesting comment you made there. And Songjin, you were actually lucky enough to go down to Jeju. I'm very jealous because I love going down there. And were there any memorable moments that you had while you were down there?
Absolutely, Walter. As an avid fan of the show itself, I've actually probably watched maybe at least twice at this point now, most of the episodes. It was actually really interesting to look at the scenes themselves. Even though some of them might have been a setup and some of them might have been different from the actual background, I realized that it's fascinating to compare the scenes with the actual settings. Though, you know, again, most of the setting must have been slightly of a setup.
So, and apart from the places that you have been for the coverage this time, could you introduce us to any other places that are worth making a trip to?
Absolutely. Jeju Island has so much to offer, and I feel like in this article, I only talk about a couple of them. So, for our viewers who might be interested in going to Jeju, it briefly shows in the beginning of my article in the canola flower fields, but Seongsan Ilchulbong, or Sunrise Peak, is well known for its volcanic crater on the top of the hike. It is a well-known photo spot for a lot of visitors to Jeju as well. Obviously can't miss out on the Hallasan Mountain or the Cheonjeong waterfall as well.
Well, great recommendations, especially ahead of the golden holidays that are coming up. Well, thank you very much, Songjin, for your coverage today.
Thank you, Songjin.
Thank you, guys.
And now time for our daily dose of K-Enter News, of course, with Walter Lee. Walter, starting off with your favorite, Rosé.
Yes, whenever there is news on Rosé, I just have to cover her. I make sure Bella doesn't get any of that. It's my news to cover, I think. But anyway, Blackpink's Rosé has broken her own record for the longest charting K-pop female artist on Billboard Hot 100 with APEC, her collaboration obviously with Bruno Mars. If you haven't heard it right by now, I mean, everybody's heard of it. My daughter, my 2-year-old daughter sings it now these days. Now, according to Billboard on Tuesday, APEC ranked number 16th on the Hot 100 chart, marking its 27th consecutive week on the chart. Now, last week, Rosé broke the previous record held by girl group 50/50 with their song Cupid, which stayed on the Hot 100 for about 25 weeks. Now, the longest run by a K-pop female act at that time. Now, Rosé extended her stay further with no sign of slowing down. She seems like she's still continuing. Now, Apart had also reached as high as number 3 on the chart for 2 consecutive weeks, the highest peak ever for a K-pop female soloist. Now, meanwhile, Rosé's debut solo album, Rosé, ranked 110th on this week's Billboard 200 charting for a total of 20 weeks.
Incredible. Let's see how far her record will go.
Yes.
But Walter, let's move over to boy groups. What do you have?
Boy groups now. So boy group NCT 127 successfully wrapped up their Macau stop, which is the 14th city of their 4th world tour, Neo City, the Momentum. The concerts were held on Saturday and Sunday at Galaxy Arena in Macau's largest indoor venue, with both shows selling out completely. Now, NCT 127 opened with high-energy tracks such as Gas and Two Baddies. They continue to captivate the audience with songs including No Clue, as well as the fan favorites like Sticker and Kick It. Now, throughout the night, they created a dynamic and engaging atmosphere while the audience passionately sang along in Korean and followed the choreography as they do. Now, after the show, the members thanked their fans, saying thanks to the CJINI, which we had an incredible, enjoyable concert. Your voices gave us so much strength. NCT 127 is set to conclude their tour with a finale at Tokyo Dome. Tokyo Dome is very busy these days with K-pop in Japan on May 21st and 22nd.
And let's stick to the subject of boy groups. Now, Day 6 is getting ready for a new single, maybe tomorrow?
You're wrong and you're right there, I think there, Soa. So, yes, according to JYP Entertainment, on Tuesday, boy band Day 6 will release a digital single titled Maybe Tomorrow.
Oh, it's titled Maybe Tomorrow.
Titled Maybe Tomorrow. On the 7th, though, so on the 7th of May, should I say, a trailer for the music video was released on the JYP social media accounts on Monday. In the video, the members of Day 6 said, "Not everyone will dream the same tomorrow." Now, this is their way of saying or expressing their thoughts about the new song being released. Now, Day 6 are currently on a new world tour titled Forever Young, performing 45 shows across 23 locations, both in Korea and also abroad. Now, they will conclude the tour with a finale performance at the KSPO Dome in Seoul Olympic Park from May 9th to 11th and also May 16th to the 18th. Now, the concerts will feature a 360-degree seating surrounding the stage. All dates for those shows are sold out, so sorry if you haven't got any tickets.
All right. Thank you for those updates, Walter, and stick around.
Will do.
And now let's move over to our AI anchor, Adi, for other culture-related news. Adi?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. The 26th Gyeongju International Film Festival opens today, kicking off a 10-day celebration of independent and art house cinema. The festival begins tonight with a star-studded red carpet and a screening of the opening film Continental 25. This year's program features 224 films from 57 countries, including a record 38 titles in the Korean cinema section. A special section will spotlight democracy, with 6 films presented that explore themes of martial law and political unrest around the world, drawing parallels with Korea's own experiences. The festival will close with a Korean documentary In the Land of Machines, directed by Kim Ho-kyung. Korea's leading ballet companies, including the Korea National Ballet and Universal Ballet, will unite for the Korea Ballet Festival, opening on May 9th. Held under the theme Connection, this year's edition will feature 12 performances, including 2 special productions and 4 guest works. Legendary Korean ballet figures, including Choi Tae-ji, Moon Hoon-suk, and Kim Ju-won, are set to grace the stage. The festival will open at the Sejong Center for the Performing Arts with Johan Inger's acclaimed Walking Mad and Bliss, followed by Universal Ballet's Chunyang, Gwangju City Ballet's Capelia, and more, with performances running through June 22nd. Seoul City will host the car-free Tamsu Bridge Walking Festival every Sunday from May 4th to June 22nd at Pampo Hangang River Park and around Tamsu Bridge. The festival, which attracted 1.5 million visitors last year, will expand the venue to the northern end, covering the entire Tamsu Bridge. Unique immersive programs, such as the Handang Space Out competition and a silent DJ party, will entertain visitors, along with a variety of performances. Vehicle access will be restricted every Sunday from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. along the 1.1-kilometer stretch from the northern end of the bridge to Taipei Plaza. That's all from me. Keep it tuned to the Culture Wave.
Gyeongju, the capital of the ancient kingdom of Silla, the museum without walls, with its deep history and culture, is known for UNESCO World Heritage sites such as the Bulguksa Temple and Seokguram Grotto. The southeastern city is also the host of the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, or APEC, summit in October. Now, for today's K-Correspondent, we go over to not Gyeongju, but Bangkok, as the charm of the Korean city is being showcased at a special exhibition in the capital of Thailand. We now connect to Lee Seon-ju, director of the Korean Cultural Center in Thailand, to hear more about this event. Hello, Director Lee.
Hello, Director.
Hello.
So please introduce yourself and the exhibition you're currently hosting in Bangkok.
Okay. My name is Seon-ju Lee, and I'm the director of Korean Cultural Center in Thailand. I'm now in my second year in this year, and every day I feel a strong sense of purpose in promoting the depth and beauty of Korean culture to Thai people. Currently, we are hosting a very special exhibition on Gyeongju, an ancient city in Korea that was served as the capital of the Silla dynasty for 1,000 years. And Gyeongju is the host city for this year's APEC summit. So we wanted people in Thailand to get a kind of preview before it gains global attention later this year. The exhibition is titled Encounter Gyeongju, the Golden City, and is designed to help visitors really feel the city's timeless beauty. On the first floor, we focus on major cultural sites like Seokguram, Bulguksa, Cheomseongdae, and Donggung Palace and Walji Pond. It's explained in detail with high-quality images, including video and stories. On the second floor, we showcase golden crowns and diadem ornaments from the Silla dynasty, recreated using visual materials from the Gyeongju National Museum. While we couldn't bring the real artifacts, we work to create displays that are as informative as they are visually memorable.
Right, Director Lee, you already mentioned some of the UNESCO heritage sites of Gyeongju, but what is it about the city's charm that you really want to convey to Thai visitors during this exhibition?
Yes, that's a great question. I think Thai visitors will find a lot of cultural parallels between Gyeongju and their own city of Ayutthaya. Both were ancient capitals full of historical depth and spiritual heritage. In fact, Ayutthaya was the capital of a prosperous kingdom from the 15th to 18th century, and much like Gyeongju, it's an open-air museum of temples and palaces. For Korean students, Gyeongju is the #1 destination for school field trips. That's because it's the best place to experience firsthand what they learn in history class. The United Silla Dynasty's royal culture, Buddhist traditions, and artistic excellence. I hope Thai people will come to see Gyeongju. It's a city where they can connect deeply with the roots of Korean civilization and at the same time find the stories.
Director Yi, going into a little bit more detail, what's special about this exhibition? And are there any things that you would personally recommend yourself?
What makes this exhibition stand out is that we didn't just want to present historical facts. We wanted to bring the experience of Gyeongju to Bangkok. One of my favorite parts is the photo zone, were created inspired by the corridors of Gyeongju. It's wonderful photogenic, and people are feeling of being transported to ancient Korea for a moment. I always encourage visitors to take a photo there and share it online. It's a fun way to connect with Korean culture. This exhibition doesn't just highlight Gyeongju's historic sites. Thai government is focusing on boosting soft power as a key economic strategy. So we introduced the mutsu, being popular among young generations in Korea. It is a great example of how museums can be hip and generate a lot of incomes by recreating cultural heritage.
Right. With mutsu, you're referring to museum goods, which is very hot these days in Korea.
Yes.
Souvenirs that you receive from museums. Now, we want to move over to something different now. Thai culture is deeply influenced by Buddhism. So we want to ask you, what do you think does it mean to Thais to see the exhibition showcasing Korea's Buddhist heritage?
That's a very meaningful connection. In Thailand, about 90% of the population identifies as Buddhist. And many young men still follow the tradition of temporary monastic ordination at age 20. So Buddhism isn't just a religion, it's woven into daily life here. Thai visitors are curious about how Buddhism has taken shape in Korea. They are often surprised by the elegance of Korean temple architecture and the stories behind each site. For example, Thais are moved to learn that Bulguksa has a unique architectural style that expresses the journey to the Buddha's country and the Buddhist doctrines.
And what has the response been like by the local people there in Thailand? What did they learn the most, or I guess what did they find impressive about the Gyeongju exhibition?
Through this exhibition, Thais were grateful that they were able to discover Gyeongju, which is of historical and cultural importance, in addition to well-known cities such as Seoul, Busan, and Jeju. And we also organized a hands-on coloring workshop where participants get to paint scenes from Gyeongju, like Gyeongju, like 월정교 or 첨성대. It's not just fun and creative. It also becomes a kind of emotional connection. Some of them told us afterward, I want to visit the place this year. I just painted. Yes, that kind of response is the best reward for us.
I see. So I guess this exhibition is really not just about providing information about the city of Gyeongju, but it is really about human-to-human connection between the Thai people and the Korean people. Now, last but not least, Director Lee, for how long will the exhibition run? And do you have any other programs or events coming up at your center?
Yes, this exhibition will run until the end of May, but we have a very exciting year ahead. In July, we are hosting another special exhibition called Designing the Scene, where we explore the most iconic moments in Korean cinema. Then in September, we are hosting a Korea-Thailand cultural festival called Annyeong Thailand, Southeast Korea. In October, we are teaming up with the Publication Industry Promotion Agency for a K-book fair. And in November, we will invite Thai people to participate in a large-scale kimchi making event where they can experience Korea's kimjang tradition. Finally, in December, we will end the year with a special party for our Korean culture fans, one way to celebrate the year and say thank you.
Wow, such a packed, full program for the rest of the year, from literature events to food events. If I get to travel to Thailand, I hope I can check out these schedules as well. Well, thank you very much, Director Lee, for sharing those stories and also connecting with us today. And also, of course, for your efforts in showcasing the beautiful city of Gyeongju right now and Korea to the Thai people.
Thank you, Director.
Thank you.
And thank you, Walter, as always. So we're going to see you back soon.
See you very soon.
Now, thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave. And please join us again tomorrow on Thursday at 2 p.m. Korea time, and maybe one day here in Korea.
'25 celebrates the 80th anniversary of liberation.